Okay, this is Prince DJ, and sorry I have not been recording. Well, actually, I didn't upload the rant from Groundhog Day, only because my depression was going crazy on me, and the fact that well, thankfully I didn't get pneumonia like I thought I did, but I did catch a cold, so that was the least of my worries because I could take ibuprofen to get rid of the cold. So that was the easy part. I mean, if I'm going to get sick, I might as well get sick before podcast movement evolutions on when I leave on March 6th. And this time I want to leave on the actual day. I want to leave on the actual day. I don't want to be Tom Hanks again, and I'm not going to. I will leave. My big head will leave on the actual day, March the 6th. March 6th, not March 5th, March 6th. Okay. And I do got good news for the main movement in Denver, Colorado. I found a hotel. Yes, it may be shocking enough. Even though I won't be able to be at the Gaylord, that's where they're going to be. It's very super expensive. I mean, even for one night, they want close to $500 for one night. So I found the alternative. It might be further away. It might be downtown. Well, definitely downtown Denver, but I am staying at the Motel 6 downtown in Denver. So it was work, but I found it. Okay. I found it. And I tried to as you know, I had to get back here after leaving a wonderful Podfest and my first Podfest as a Board of Ambassador member and my first speaking engagement. And but I had to find a way to fly back here. Otherwise, if I would have paid the whole rent, I would have had no way of getting back. I would have been stuck in Florida till I get the money, but I would have been like mini homeless when I have a home. Well, not a home, but you know what I would be mini homeless without a place, let's just say. And I have a place. My apartment is not home. My apartment is just a place where I lay my head because I don't have a wife. Now I have two Valentines, but I don't have a wife, and my wife is in heaven and not near me. I'm struggling by myself, and it's not cool. Not cool. So evidently, yeah. So when I had went to the bank, and I know I didn't put this late, but I'm going to. But I went to the bank on February the 2nd to get my direct deposit restarted after BMO Harris took a long time for me to get a refund when I desperately needed food. Okay, it took so long. I got so mad, I stopped the payment back in December. Now, now, I was trying to get back before February 10th. Okay, I not only I had them fax the form which they needed to turn on direct deposit, and I also mailed them the form with the voided check. Well, I did it both with the voided check because I had a checking account. But to make a long story short, they got it, but they're gonna have to go to tell me that I'm gonna have to wait till while I am at Podcast Movement. Matter of fact, at the end of Podcast Movement Evolutions, I should say, for me to get my check deposits, I'm gonna have to take my other card. Well, then again, I probably could do an extra day in Vegas before flying back because, you know, it's gonna be a lot of walking. Definitely gonna be a lot of walking. And yeah, so maybe I could have a little extra day, and then I could play a little bit, and then I could fly there. But at least I should be in good shape for March. I could still pay the whole rent, and then still have the $200 deposit that they want, and everything. I still got to have transportation. I want to use the monorail system at least as much as possible. So, wow. As long as the keynote's not in the morning, I can still get to the keynote because I like the keynotes and stuff like that. Now, I can only afford the beginning track because of the fact the other tracks for more money. Sorry to say, but they did say, don't worry about that. They just appreciate my support. So your presence means a lot to people, not only people, but also to conferences. I know that the sheriff and the deputy go to a lot of conferences themselves, a different type of conference, but their presence speaks volumes at conferences. Their presence mean a lot at conferences. I mean, how do I get to be the board of ambassadors at Podfest? Because I always love to go to Podfest. Or why do I always be addicted to go to podcast movement? And I'm trying podcast movement evolution because I love going to podcast movement evolution. Podcast. You know what I'm trying to say. This is why Big D Country is the first Big D country that has that's right, two prime ministers. One in Jared Easley and one in Chris K. Yeah. So two prime ministers in Big D country. That's right. Okay, have some interviewing announcements. Okay. Abigail Hell, the one that I heard in podcast movement, she is going to be my guest next week on the Big D Zone. Not this week, but next week. And she is going to be my guest. I'm going to talk about her podcast, and then we're going to talk about her presentation that I heard at Podfest. I probably might air the presentation before she get here to get you a taste of what's going on. Also, for our interviews on the Big D Zone, we are going to be doing an update with Real Spiritual Talk Radio host Lamont Gates. Lamont Gates will be back on the show this weekend. I will be recording him this weekend to appear, probably have the weekend shows. And there's other people that I met at Podfest I'm trying to book right now as I speak. Now, even though I know Lamont Gates for a long time, and it's going to be time for his update interview and what he did on Spiritual Talk Radio for the time being. So that's the update that I'm having. Now, before I get to the final NFL pickup, the final pick, now I'm still gonna give you the double down pick, which you already know what's probably gonna be, and I'm gonna give you my personal pick. Okay, because as you know, the Kansas City Chiefs are my personal team. Because for now, I still live in Missouri, and as you know, I am divorced in Missouri. Sometimes either this year or possibly, if I had to, I'll get a shorter lease and leave 2024. Now, I may mess up my voting for president, but I will have to move. I will have to get out of here because the city is so corrupt. Nothing against the attraction, nothing against the sports scene. I will still love the Cardinals, the Blues, the Cardinals, the Blues, and the Chiefs, but I'll have extra sports teams. Yeah. Nothing against the attraction, like the Arch. I still haven't been to the Science Center. I want to go there, but money's getting in the way. Emergency's getting in the way. And mean evil life is getting in the way. All right. Now, before I get to everything else, I got three rants and one. Three ranting, one. Okay, I'm going crazy. This bipolar weather is making me crazy. Mr. McGee, don't make me crazy. You wouldn't like me when I'm crazy. Anyway. Incredible Hulk reference. Yeah. I know it's angry. I know I made a long shot. But this is my show, right? Okay? Anyway. So, you know what? I'm trying to figure out where to start with. Let's start with the easier rant first, okay? Let's start with old Yoko. Yes, Yoko was added to his own tricks again. Okay. So he had the downright galls to bully the Defense Department. Okay. And it was one of his videos. And Yoko had the galls to add on there on a comment on one of the videos, something about being a fake Undertaker. I was so mad that I was really, really ready to get an assault charge because I was ready to. I mean, how could you do that again, even after you're banned from GSP? And you are banned in other game shows either because you're trying to take them over. You're not trying to take over gaming platform, all because you want to have your way, all because you want to try to do a hostile takeover. Yoko, what you've been doing, trying to bully, trying to humiliate people, is wrong and is ridiculous. No wonder why you got in trouble after you tried to mess around with GFP. No wonder why people got in trouble with the higher ups in the game show world. Okay, and like I've been said before in the last part, you will never work in my game shows if I've written a game show and looking for a host. I'd rather have the host that been in game shows around the longest, like Nick. I rather hire Nick. I rather hire Justin. I rather hire Clint Eastwood. Okay. I rather hire Carla, which is one of my Valentines, by the way. You know. Anyway, you will never be hired in any game show in Big D country. I don't want you in Big D country. You big stupid bully. Stop bullying around. And somebody said that they will still bully me. Stop bullying around people. Stop. You know they do have laws, anti-bully laws in Canada. I'll say it again. They do have anti-bullying laws in Canada. So if you ever try bullying in Canada, you will not make it. You will not last. Stupid Yoko. Yoko! You're fired! Again. Anyway, the next man. Next mom. I'm gonna go Perry Mason style. Da-la-da-da. Da-la-da-da. Okay, I gotta settle for this. Because this is driving me off the wall. This is literally driving me off the wall. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, good morning. We are in a serious situation. My client, Nick, the law president, has consistently been controlled by his own mother, even past the stages of adult life, which is usually start at 18, some states start at 21, regardless of what the law says. But regardless, my client's mother has made him go to places that he don't want to go to, except for if it's fun, but yet he wants to host games and be a part of game show production because it's his love and it's his passion and it's his joy. His mother has done that on a lot of occasions. But on the night in question, ladies and gentlemen, I will show proof that we was in the middle of a game. I will show proof that we had a schedule to go by. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, but Nick's mom made him go to bed earlier at 8 o'clock. Now, you may be asking yourself, ladies and gentlemen, Nick is 26. Why in the world, what the hell does he have to go to bed for? Does he go to school like Chief Justice Justin V does? No. Does he have the right at an adult age to get married? Yes. Does he have a right to join the military? Yes. Does he have the right to own land? Yes. And does he, as an adult, have the right to go to bed any time he wants? He should, but he don't, according to his mother. Now, this is not the first time his mother interfered in his dreams or game show. This is not the first time that his mother interferes on what he loves to do, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you Exhibit A. Ah, yes, Exhibit A. Exhibit A is when his mother keeps on interrupting him while he's doing game and at the wrong time, especially while he's recording about, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Oh, we need you for this and we need you for that. Every single solitary time that she does this is one notch of a guilty meter. One notch off a guilty meter. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present you Exhibit B. No, not Exhibit B. Yes, Exhibit B. I want to show you that the mother also had a timer. Yes, a Wi-Fi timer, meaning that he could only be online for a certain period of time, ladies and gentlemen. And time, again, every time reported to our ring. As soon as we thought that it was fixed and get a sigh of relief, and whoop, it happened again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it keeps happening again and again and again. For the love of God, Nick is 26 years old, but at the time in question, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at the time of Exhibit B, ladies and gentlemen, he was 25. He just turned 26. For God's sake, is this going to continue when he's 30? Is this going to continue when he's my age, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? When does it all end? When does it all end? And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I bring you Exhibit C. What is Exhibit C, you might ask? Okay. The moving of the computer where there's not be any interruptions. Yes? A lot of noise, a lot of congestion. As you see, my client don't like background noise when he is trying to host game shows. He also said that time and time again, even when my office had the fan on. But ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you hear constant of background, and you hear even conversation about, oh, this thing cost this much, this thing cost that much. I spent this money. I spent that much money. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you hear that on YouTube, and people are trying to get drawn into the game and maybe guess a question that they know, and yet, what happened? They interrupted the flow. They interrupted the magic. They interrupted the takeaway of oneself when they want to escape and watch game shows and watch drama mill. And let Nick does his passion. Okay, I'll even throw you one better. I bring you Exhibit D. What is Exhibit D, you ask? Last night. And she does them way more than she knows. She keep making Nick go to bed early at 8 o'clock, sometimes even 7 o'clock, when we only had a few games and Nick can fight his schedule. You know, that is even why we have a part now that schedule is subject to change. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client is the victim. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client is the innocent party. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is your job throughout these next couple of days to find Nick's mom guilty of controlling an adult. Find Nick's mom guilty of not doing what her son loves to do. Nick is 26 years old. He has his passion. He has rights, and he needs to be able to exercise those passions and rights as he sees fit. I thank you for your time, and I thank you for listening. Now, let's go on to the next rant. Chief Justice and this weird witch lady who sort of have noise anxiety. Excuse me, Miss Witch Lady, why are you in school when there's school bells ring? If you don't like noise, why are you in school when people are talking a lot? Okay? As you said, the noise gives you anxiety. Don't listen to my show! Because sometimes I yell at too when I try to get points across. Okay? It's been so bad that this witch gave Chief Justice an anxiety attack. And it was so bad that he didn't want to attend that prison anymore. Well, he wanted to do homeschooling, but come in once a week, like a kid in the bowling league does, or in the bowling. Now, if I made a long shot, I know Justin will happily correct me so I could correct myself if I made a long shot. But anyway, there's the person who only come one period. Every other time he's homeschooled. He don't have to endure the craziness, the fake news, the fake trash of the so-called school. And this environment that's supposed to be a learning and loving environment, it's not learning and loving at all. In fact, I told Deanna in several cases in chambers that I feel sorry for him, I feel sorry for his pretty aide, and I feel sorry for the principal. You can't even hug girls if you're disabled. What kind of stupid rule is that? Okay? You had a situation that's going on for 2 months. What the hell is that? Now, turn around after that fiasco. Now, this girl, this witch, almost gave a panic attack so bad that he was crying. He was literally crying. And then on top of that, she showed up at the bowling alley the same day that they did. She showed up at the bowling alley, trying to make up his game, and then she was cheering on a brother that was bowling on the same time. The one that is so afraid of noises. Even got to the point where Chief Justice's mom got upset and did not like it at all. What the hell is going on with that school district? What the hell is going on in Albany? It makes no cotton picking sense that a school district had to not only be so mean, so out of touch, and by the way, you should be allowed to make fun at work when work is so boring, and the teacher said, oh, you shouldn't be talking about Barney Miller, you should be focused on work. People joke around at work all the time. I did the same thing when I was working customer service at a bank. I joked around all the time. Nobody got me in trouble for doing it. What is wrong with you people? I want Chief Justice, out of that school in the summer. I want him out of that school. Only for one period at a time. Not no whatever hour that they want him in there. And CPS, you are dope. I mean, learning is supposed to be a fun environment, not a stressful one, and not a boring one. CPS. You don't threaten somebody who don't even want to be at that place. You don't threaten to take somebody away because they don't want to be at a place. You don't do that. You're wrong. All of wrong. Let me get to the NFL pickup before I want to be able to put this on YouTube. All right, it is between Super Bowl is set. Arizona Super Bowl is set. It is between the Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs. Heads will be the Chiefs, and tails will be the Eagles. That's the double down. But personally, my pick is the Chiefs. That's right. My overall personal pick is the Chiefs. So there you have it. NFL pickup. Personal winner is the Chiefs. Heads versus the Chiefs. Tails versus the Eagles. All in one show. Now, livegoodtour.com/BigDCountry. Livegoodtour.com/BigDCountry. Escape to BigDCountry.com. Escape to BigDCountry.com. I'm about to start a forest fire because my head is about to explode. I am angry and I'm pissed off. And by the way, Biden, you are the worst president. And I'm glad I didn't hear that train wreck of a speech. I saw clips of it. Oh, God. Another you lie again. Remember Obama's one? Remember? Now it's another you lie again. Oh, boy. This is the Big D Zone. We're out.